so much for tuning into my channel. Today, I am a little under the weather, and so that's why I look like this. I've literally just really been sleeping all day, and I feel like my throat is getting sore again. Just not long ago came out of like a cold or something. I had something, and now it feels like it's keeping back up again, but I'm rebuking it in the name of Jesus. I'm declaring that I'm healed, and I'm drinking tea and just trying to eat and drink more healthier things to try to not have like an infection or anything in my throat or whatever the case. But today, I really felt an urgency to share this message with you guys. I really, honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I did not feel like it. As you can see, I mean, usually I would put my little lights on and sit at my little desk and do the video that way, but I just didn't feel like it, and it was either me not feel like it or, you know, throw a scarf on my head and put a jacket on and do the video. So that's what I felt the urgency to do, because I just didn't feel right going to bed without sharing this with you as I go through this, because I know that whenever I'm going through something, that someone else in the world may be going through that same thing. And so I don't want to be selfish and not share with you the revelation that God has given me as I'm going through things and as I'm growing through things. So this message that I want to share with you guys today is basically about perseverance, resilience, and not not falling into the traps of Satan, you know. And I'll say this. So in my previous videos, you've seen me talk about spiritual warfare, how I overcame it, how God delivered me from that, and how God took care of the people. And so one thing that I learned, that no matter where you go, there's always going to be someone there to try to trick you out of your spot. At least that's been my experience. You know, I pray for the day where I can find a job and it just be like a healthy environment, and I have to not go through anything with anyone. Everyone likes me, I like everybody, and it's just peaceful. There's literally only one person in my life that I know that has said that that's her experience. Like, she doesn't have any issues. And so I'm like, I would love that job, because what? Like, that's just unheard of, and that's such a blessing. But I understand that God is molding me and He's building my character, because at some point in my life, I don't know what it is exactly. I have guessed, you know, but I know God's going to take me somewhere very, very special. And it's going to be a place that requires so much strength and so much courage and resilience. And so those are literally the areas that I feel like is trying to be attacked, if you will. So in this season, we are going to be pop quizzed. School is back in session. And what I mean by that is, for a very short season, after you went through your spiritual warfare, after I went through my spiritual warfare, God gives you a break. I like to call it winter break, you know? And so everything's fine, everything is smooth sailing, you get to relax a little bit. But if I'm not mistaken, in one of my previous videos, I said, in a time of peace, prepare for war. Okay? And so a lot of people, when they go on their winter breaks, they like to have fun, they like to play, they like to, you know, get into the fun things of life. But then there are some people who are more disciplined, who understand strategy, and who understand or feel as if they need to always be well equipped for the next mission at hand. And so that is what God put on my heart. And so the whole winter break, I spent half of my time preparing for war and half of my time just relaxing and being comfortable, right? And so God has made it very, very clear to me that the season that I'm about to go into is not going to be the most comfortable season, but it's going to be a pruning season. It's going to be one of the most important seasons of my life and perhaps yours. And now that winter break is over, now that the peace, like that break, that breather from all that spiritual warfare is over, you are now entering into round 2. And so when I say that, I don't want you to be scared. I don't want you to be anxious. I want you to remember, if you can't, if not for yourself, if you haven't experienced a breakthrough, or if you haven't experienced God getting the victory over your enemies, then perhaps there are certain things that you still haven't learned that you're going to have to repeat again. But the reason that I know that this level is going to be different for me is because I won that victory because I gave it to God and I seen it with my eyes. I seen him take care of it in every way, supernatural, in the natural. Like, it was something I had never experienced before in my life. And so that's how I knew it was God. But this next round is going to be a little bit different. And I feel like Satan is going to be a little more strategic. So this time around, I have to use different weapons in the spirit realm. And when I say different weapons, I'm not talking about anything evil. I'm talking about I have to use different things in my toolbox. You see, the last time I was dealing with spiritual warfare, I was leaning on the scripture, peace be still. And literally, people that I like watch on YouTube and stuff like that, I remember one person in particular, he posted a video, and that was literally all he said. And I was praying, asking for God, like, what am I supposed to do? Because I was in defense mode. I was trying to protect myself from the liars. I was trying to protect myself from people who were slandering my name or trying to make me look like someone I'm not. But God told me to be still and that the battle wasn't mine and that all I needed to do was what I've been doing, you know? And so I did that. I was still. It hurt. I wanted to fight so bad. I wanted to swing. I wanted to jump in the ring. But that wasn't my fight. It was God's fight. And he won it. And now I'm at a different level in my life and in my professional life because I let him fight. Now, this time around, it's another giant in the land. It's another Goliath, if you will. And so I can see it from a mile away. But this time, I must react differently than I did the last time. The last time God gave me grace because at the beginning of that warfare, I was reacting. I was trying to be defending myself. I did sprinkle a little seed and salt. I did throw a few blows until God stopped me and gave me signs and told me, hey, this is not how you do this. But this is the first time in my life when I've dealt with that I didn't run. Because remember, there are videos before where you hear me talking about how I always ran from my issues. I always ran from the first sign of any conflict in my job or my workplace. I was out of there. I didn't want to. I'm not a conflict person. I hate conflict in general. So any sign of that, I was out of the door. But this time around, God said, no, you will fight this time, but you will fight with my word. You will fight with my peace. I will show you that you can have peace and still win a war if you let me fight it. You have to fight differently than they fight. And so when I did that and he showed up and did his thing, it built my trust for God, my faith in God to a different level. You know, I've always had faith, of course, but like sometimes like when you have faith and it's just like it becomes like a routine, like, yeah, I got faith, but then you don't really see it because deep down you don't believe it. But when God really come and show you, when you start like yearning for him and you praying daily and you like really on it, like when you really on his tail, it's like he show you. Like, I don't know, it's almost like, for me at least, I was begging and pleading God, like, please, Lord, please, like, I'm tired, like, to the point of where I was feeling like I wanted to die. Like, honestly, like, I was wanting to be out of here. Like, Lord, I don't want to live like this. If this what life is, if I gotta fight my whole life, like against people that are lying to me, who wants to live like that, you know? But God showed me that this, it is written, he had to suffer the same way. You know what I mean? And so, but we don't have to suffer alone. And he gives us strength that we need to go through these things, to the point where once we get so spiritually mature, once we get to that spiritually mature place, it won't even feel like warfare really. It'll just feel like, okay, this is that pop quiz again. So I remember the answers from the last time. Let me just put that code in. Okay, it's C. This answer C. Okay, the next one, oh, that's what they doing? Oh, so I need to answer with B. Like, he's just testing, I feel like, to see if you still have faith and if you still are going to be obedient to what he said. So another situation may happen where it feels like it's the same thing, but it's a different person in a different body. I think of it sort of like Street Fighter, where, you know, you fight the first character, oh, that was easy. Or, you know, fight the next character, oh, that was a little difficult, but okay, I made it through. You fight the next one, that character might knock you out. You might have to go round 2 with this person. You know, you might not win off bat. But if you don't win, you will learn something from it. And so I say all this to say, in this next season, first of all, right now, get out of your comfort zone, because that's not going to help you. If you stay in your comfort zone, you're going to run to your old habits. You're going to run to the things that used to comfort you in those times, like alcohol, drinking wine, you know, being not being honest with yourself when you know that you've allowed that to become your God, cigarettes, sex, gossip, you know, whatever your vice is, whatever your thing is. But this time around, you need to turn to God, because Satan is going to try to find every way that he can to catch you slipping. And for me, it's always pride. It's always like, oh, you're not going to treat me like this. Oh, you're not going to do this. Oh, you're not going to do this, that, the third. Sometimes you have to play chess. Sometimes you have to let people treat you, or let them think that they can treat you a certain way so that God can take care of them. And I know that is so hard to do. It's so hard for me when somebody's trying to bully you or try to make you do something that you know you don't have to do. You know that it's not for you to do, but for them to do, but they making you do it. Or they trying to, you know, bully you into doing it, make you feel like, oh, you gonna do this or else. You know, a part of you will want to be like, I don't have to do nothing. And there's going to be a part, excuse me, I'm eating a cough drop. Another part of you is going to be like, you know what, I don't need this, I'm out of here. And doing that, you're going to trick yourself out of your spot. And you may be saying, I'm not getting tricked out of nothing. I don't even want to be at this job. I don't even want to be working here. But you don't understand that the enemies, the giants in the land, the giants at your job are going to do something that might not feel good, but it's going to build your character. It's going to build your maturity. Your enemies, your giants are helping you become the woman that you need to be for a certain position that God has for you in the future. It reminds me of that movie, Karate Kid, where he was out in the rain by that car. And I forget if he was like throwing the jacket around or something. He was doing something that he felt like, what does this have to do with fighting? But he didn't realize it was technique. He didn't realize that this small thing that he's doing was very essential to winning those fights. And it's the same with us. There's going to be so many things that don't make sense that God is calling us to do, or that God is calling us to deal with, that does not make sense, but that is very essential for where you are going. It's very essential for where you are going. I need you to hear me right now. Because a part of you is going to want to give up. A part of you is going to want to run like you've always done. But this is round 2. Look at you. You made it to round 2. You made it. And I'm talking to me right now. I made it. For the first time in my life, I did not run. And now the truth was revealed. And people see me. People know that I was not doing what people said I was doing. And I've gotten better at my job, and God has just moved a lot of things in divine order that now it's like, okay, round 2. Let's see if you can handle this. And it just began. It's starting very small. Like I see, when you have that, when God is giving you that gift to like of discernment, to like see through people, to read people, you start seeing things. You start seeing people's intentions. You start seeing where people operate from. And so you have to maneuver. A lot of y'all is going to want to be like, oh, I'm not talking to them. Oh, they tried me. Oh, I'm not going. I'm not even going to talk to them. I'm going to come in work, do my job, and mind my business. Okay, yes, mind your business. Don't be pointing out what somebody else not doing right, because that make you look like, why are you worried so much about their job and what they got going on? And granted, maybe you have a job like mine where them not doing their job affects your job. It affects your money. But once they see that it's affecting you and you're like one of the best people in their company, or you're doing a good job in your role, and they start to see something not right in your role, or the numbers are going down, or whatever the case, they gonna come try to figure out what it is. And in the meantime, you document everything. Don't try to send too many emails. Just keep the documentation for yourself. Like, make notes for yourself. At this time, I was told da-da-da-da. Make yourself the notes, screenshot stuff, print it out, make a file folder. If that makes you feel better. For me, that makes me feel better. Because if I can't defend myself verbally or on an email, which is what I would normally do, but that can come across as aggressive or passive aggressive or whatever the case, I'm at least going to have some things documented and put away for myself in the event that, like, somebody asks me questions, or they're like, why are you doing this? Or why aren't you doing this well? Well, because I'm doing everybody else's job. So, I need something for myself to keep in the event that I need to defend myself in that way if somebody comes to ask me a question. But I'm not going to be, per our conversation at 8:25 on Monday, you said that I can have permission to da-da-da-da. Like, don't do that. Don't do that. That's what I did when I was messing up the last time. Don't do that. Don't do it. Don't do it. That makes you look kind of guilty, or it makes you look like it just doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good. So just try not to do that. Do your job. If you have somebody that's an authority over you, that's telling you to do something, do it. Just do it. Just do it. If you don't want to be, if you don't want to be in that position, if you don't want to be that job, if it's too much for you, have a conversation and say, hey, I would love to help, but my priorities, my essential duties that I have, and it's kind of like I can't really squeeze it in. Is there any way that you can tell me if I need to reprioritize some things? Do it with love. Do it in a calm way. Like, talk to them first. Try to communicate. But then if they feeling themselves and they still don't care, and they still acting funny, and they still like trying to basically bully you and make you, feel some type of way, they trying to quiet quit you and make you like quit by giving you so much work, then say, okay, that's when you need to start documenting. But still come and work with a smile. Still try to be helpful. Still produce the fruits of the Spirit. Do not let them change your character. That's what Satan wants. There is somebody there, whether they older than you or not, that's looking at how you react to how they treat you. That's looking at how you move and what you do, how you react to everything they do. And they know they're wrong. They know they're not right. But the way you respond, the way you react, the way you handle it this time. God gave you grace the last time when you was messing up at the beginning, but you got it at the end and you passed and you made it to round 2. Congratulations. But this time, you gotta Don't even go there. Just be respectful, be loving, be kind, be gentle, be understanding. Do your best to be at peace with everyone, as the word says. But if they get out of hand, that's not your fight. But have your papers, document. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with protecting yourself in that sense, so that you can explain in the event that this takes you off your course, if this affects you in any type of way, what they telling you to do, you have your paperwork. You have the emails. If they email you, you respond to them. Yes, I understand. Let them know what you did. You know what I'm saying? Just don't be aggressive, nasty, condescending, or anything like that. It's not necessary, because you've seen what God did the last time to the people who tried you. Touch not my anointed. You've seen it. And so God want to see if you still got that same faith that you had the last time. If you still got that fight that you had the last time. He putting a little more pressure on the reps. Putting a little more weight on the reps. Okay, last time you was pulling the 10s up. Yeah, you struggled a little bit, but you strong now. Let me see if you can handle this 15. Let me see if you can handle this weight. I need you to handle that weight, because where I'm taking you, you're going to need to handle a little more than that. So we're doing it a little bit at a time. I'm going to give you the grace that you need. I'm going to give you, the peace that you need. I'm going to give you what you need, but you need this giant, because this giant is going to prepare you for your promised land. So you have to fight with the spiritual weapons that God gives us. Get in your word. Meditate on his word day and night. If you need to watch a few sermons, do that. If you need to watch some inspirational people, to help you carry on, I suggest watching LaToya Okia. Heck, I suggest watching Caleb Curl's old videos. He's not really consistent, but he's not really, dedicated to YouTube or anything like that. He just kind of flows with the spirit, and he comes on when, he feels led to do so, which is fine. Which, long as the videos stay up there, it's still helping people. Those are videos that I watch. I watch Cindy Trim. That's a very powerful woman. She has very powerful prayers. She has different, little sermons on her page where she's sitting down. And one of my favorites are, I believe it's called Influencer or something. It's like the cover photo for that. It's like a silver cover or something like that. The Power of Influence. I'll try to find it and link it below. But those are some of the key people that I watched that really helped me stay strong. And granted, my Bible alone helped me stay strong, but it's always, encouraging to hear somebody else speaking on what you're going through. And it's like, whoa, like, I'm going through that right now. Like, that's crazy. Oh, my goodness. Like, I relate to this so much. And it helps you. It encourages you. And I thank God for people like that. And that's why I try to be obedient when God gives me a download to share with y'all, because God give me stuff all the time. And I'm trying to be more disciplined in that and come on here. But my problem is vanity, like I want to come in looking presentable and things like that, which is a good thing. You should be presentable, but sometimes the word just must go forth. If you don't have the energy to get pretty and everything, it ain't even about that. Just come and share what God put on your heart to share and leave it at that, And that's what I'm going to have to do, because I work and I be so tired and drained and child. And then today I'm getting a little sick, and I'm like, Lord, I'm a cycle too, TMI, but I'm on a cycle. So I'm drained to the max, but I just could not sleep without sharing this message with y'all, because I need y'all to gear up and prepare yourselves, brace yourselves, get in your word, and just take some deep breaths. Pray for God to cover you, give you the peace that surpasses all understanding, help you to conquer your days, help you to let stuff roll off your back, because people gonna be saying some things to you that's gonna make you feel a way. They're gonna be acting a way that's gonna make you feel a way, and you need to not get out of character. You need to not allow it to affect you. You need to just brush it off and make sure that your character is in right standing. Make sure you're giving your best. Make sure you're giving your best every day, so that nobody has anything to say about you, and so that, God will bless you in the midst of the trials, or in the midst of the things that you're going through. So that's all I got for y'all today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.